Murder in the morning from the Hidden Killers podcast.
You know, there's always those people. I'm thinking back to childhood where the parent does something really, kind of like community leaderish, whether it be like the pastor at the church, or maybe they're the police chief, or maybe they're the this or that. And I'm not speaking for everybody here, so everybody calm your britches down if that was you and you were a good kid. But I'd say a lot of times, the children end up being like the exact opposite of what that leader is trying to exemplify to the community. And it looks like
that is a true statement. I knew a pastor's daughter, and it was just like a country song. I'm not kidding. She was a hellion.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And the thing is that a lot of what she did, it was secret. She went and she was smoking pot. She was having sex. She was stealing things from the local convenience store. She was speeding. She even stole a car. She did all kinds of stuff. She never got caught, but it would have been an absolute outrage in the community had she been caught.
Is that is it a sign or a reflection as to the more one is restrained, or even just the idea of restraints being on somebody, that they're going to act out so much more in the other way? Whereas if you took a more generalized approach of like, look, those aren't good things, you don't want to do them, they're going to ruin your life. But if it's more like, you can't do that, you will be in the forever flames of hell should you do this sort of thing, or we're going to arrest you and put you away. If you're like the police chief's kid or something, do you end up going down the extreme route because of those sort of, threats, if you will?
I don't, I think that's exactly what it is. But also, I think it's the community's expectations of you. If you're a pastor's daughter, therefore you're going to act a certain way. And I think this gal was just thinking that those are metaphorical handcuffs, and I need to break out of them because fuck you.
Yeah. It's interesting.
And that's exactly what she did.
Being young and dumb is really what it comes down to. And we've all been there. This is happening in Nashville in an unsettling development. Metro Nashville Police Chief John Drake disclosed that his estranged son is believed to have shot two police officers at a Dollar General store in Vergne on Saturday afternoon. Chief Drake released the following statement regarding the incident. I am both shocked and deeply saddened to learn that my estranged son, with whom I've had very limited contact over many years, he needed to get that in there, is, and it's probably true, is the suspected perpetrator in the shooting of two Vergne police officers this afternoon. My thoughts and prayers, well, we had to get thoughts and prayers in there. We should have a bell for that. With the two officers who I understand are in stable condition at Vanderbilt. Well, they do have some very good hospitals there, I will say that. So despite my best efforts and guidance during his early teenage years, my son, John Drake Jr., who is now 38 years old. So, when your kid's 38, it's not your responsibility what sort of horrible shit they get into.
This guy has got into some horrible shit. Keep reading. It's impressive.
Oh, we got like a laundry list coming up here.
Yes, we do.
Unfortunately, turned to a life of criminal activity and has a prior felony conviction. He's been absent from my life for an extended period. Now he must be located and held responsible for his actions today. I urge anyone who sees him or possesses information about his whereabouts to promptly contact law enforcement. Bravo to him. You're doing the right thing. It's not like a massive cover-up or something like we saw with like Ellen Greenberg or something where it's like, oh, we don't even take a look at the fingerprints on the knife. Oh, by the way, you have a very high-powered attorney as your uncle that's going to come in and take all these things away before the investigation, and we're going to change what the outcome of the actual death is. That sort of thing where it gets a little twisted and a little bit, that didn't happen here. So bravo. Feel horrible for John Drake that he has to go through something like this so publicly, but he's doing the right thing. According to records from the criminal court clerk of Davidson County, Drake Jr. has an extensive history of criminal offenses dating back to 2005. So this is a guy that's got some reps in on being a shitty human. These records,
that would have been right after he was 18. So
when he had to start taking responsibility for his life and refused to do so.
Yep.
These records indicate that he has faced criminal charges on 59 occasions in Davidson County.
See, there you go. I told you that was big.
How do you normalize that? How is that like, oh, I got 59? It's like, if you're there, you need some serious mental health help because that ain't normal by any stretch of the imagination. Most people don't even have one. He must have been
a regular. Anytime he walked into the courthouse, they probably went, oh, shit.
Here he is again.
Break again.
His initial charge was for theft of $500 or less, resulting in arrest on October 31st, Halloween of 2005. This case was dismissed on August 3rd of 2006 as documented by court records. Then we go to January 29th of 2009. He was found guilty of a lesser charge related to aggravated rape, as indicated on court records. So aggravated rape is a lesser charge than stealing something of $500 or less?
That's wow. You're not putting a whole lot of value on safety, are you?
No, that's interesting that would be a lesser charge. Subsequently, CCC records show that he's been found guilty of 3 separate sex offense violations on October 19th of 2015, May 9th, 2019, and May 22nd of 2020. Again, why don't we have something in our system where it's like, look, if you are being busted on multiple sex offenses over and over, it's time to castrate you.
It's time to do something.
Yeah, I mean, or we can go even further. I'm fine with just removing them from the planet, too. Because, look, if we're not going to keep them locked away forever, they're going to keep doing this shit. That's what they do every time. I mean, the odds of them somehow finding some sort of redemption and, no, I'm not going to be a rapist anymore. That doesn't happen. It doesn't exist.
Once they get a taste of what that power feels like in their mind, it's hard to quell that. I don't know that you can. It's really difficult.
Is it that they got a taste of it, or they just always have an appetite for it? And that's like the only thing, usually through some sort of trauma that I don't know, that gets them there. But I mean, it's fucked up. I mean, you're not going to change that if that's how someone operates. It's like, it's child molester type things too. It's there. If that's what they're going to do, if that's what interests them, if that's what, internally in their deepest psyche sparks them, you're not going to break that. Prison's not going to break that. Fines aren't going to break that. You know what will break that? A nice big soldering iron that takes off body parts, or just removal from the rest of society, because can't happen. Additionally, he's been convicted of the following charges on the specific dates as reflected in the records: driving without a driver's license on November 20th of 2006, domestic bodily injury, February 22nd, 2007. Who can forget the aggravated burglary and resisting arrest and evading arrest, actually? Oh, that happened back on July 25th of 2007. And who can forget this one? This was one they talked about at the holiday dinner table. Assault involving domestic bodily injury and criminal impersonation, October 16th of 2007. And then there was that possession or casual exchange of controlled substances on August 6th of 2015.
You got to give him just a little bit of credit. He has dabbled in a lot of the penal code.
Is it an experiment? Is it to see what it's like to live that sort of a life?
Well, maybe he's just a very creative individual. Instead of just staying in one lane with aggravated assault, he ventured out.
And we joke about this, like, oh, look at this. There's going to be, we're not far away from this. Well, that's his lifestyle. That's his choice. That's why would if he has these urges to do these things, who are we to say stop?
Right.
If
law-abiding citizens, I don't know. Maybe
he identifies as a criminal and he knows it, and that's what he likes. So why should we change anything? It looks like he has some reps in on this. He's living his best life according to the way he wants to live it. Who are we to say stop raping people? Stop resisting arrest. Stop the domestic bodily injury. I think we're just way out of line, and we're getting in his path, and he needs to have the freedom that he deserves. No, I mean, that's fucking insane. But I don't know. I feel like our planet, our society, We're pretty much there.
Sick of the ads?
We are too.
Start listening with no commercials now and get access to all of our episodes in advance of everyone else.
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
True Crime Today Premium Plus.
Sign up now.